the National Information Technology Development Agency, Nitda. This is Nitda Impact, your guide to a digital Nigeria.
Nigeria's outing in the 2022 Gulf Information Technology Exhibition GITEX is stuff of legend. Such outings continue to cement Nigeria as the strongest digital technology nation in Africa and one of the most promising emerging digital nations in the world. In the North Star Supernova Pitch competition at GITEX, the nation's innovative startups came out blazing, picking the best prizes in the Smart Cities and Mobility category. On today's episode, we're looking at Digital Sector Review 2022. I am King Wabuke, and this is Nitda Impact.
This is Nitda Impact, your guide to a digital Nigeria.
You can be a part of this program by logging onto our website at www.nitda.gov.ng or all our social media handles displayed right on your screen. Let's begin with what's making the news headlines this week. DG Nitda inaugurates National Digital Skills Strategy Volunteers Expert Group. Nitda flags off Technology Innovation and Entrepreneurship Support Scheme. And now the news proper. Director General of the National Information Technology Development Agency, Nitda, Kashifu Inuwa CCIE, has virtually inaugurated Volunteers Expert Group (VEGs) for the National Digital Skills Strategy (NDSS), aimed at positioning Nigeria as a global digital talent factor capable of filling the 85 million talent deficit as predicted by Korn Ferry in its report titled The $8.5 Trillion Talent Shortage by 2030. Nitda Impact correspondent Gabriel Ono has details.
The Nitda boss stated that the inauguration of the Volunteers Expert Group's VEGs for the National Digital Skills Strategy (NDSS) is a momentous milestone in the agency's efforts to harmoniously engage with vibrant and talented experts across different IT domains, aimed at co-creating the NDSS, and urged them to come up with a comprehensive strategy for setting up standards and developing digital literacy skills in the country, as well as develop IT infrastructure skills, different proficiency levels. Inuwa reiterated on 4 competitive advantages Nigeria has of becoming an ideal nation to take the unfilled job opportunities, as Nigeria has the largest population of youth in the world. The Nitda boss asserted that the National Digital Skills and Strategy (NDSS) will focus on balancing the gaps between the digital skills supply pipeline and in-demand skill sets required for the future of work. Speaking earlier in a welcome address, Acting Director, Digital Literacy and Capacity Building Department, Dr. Amina Sambo Magaji, stated that there was an open call application for Nigerians at home and abroad to apply for the NDSS VEG. A rigorous screening process was used to identify key people who are experts and will be able to add value into the strategy. The selected persons have built expertise within their own different ecosystems or work group, either in building their skills or in the skills of developing strategies or building ecosystems specifically in the technology and innovation ecosystem. Mr. Niro Oyekole from Commit Consult Limited and the lead of Digital Literacy Cluster appreciated the DG for changing the narrative of the digital space, while Mr. Ifeanyi Emmanuel Okafo from Teesside University and the lead of the IT Professional Cluster assured the DG that this dream is a wonderful one and it will go down as one of the greatest creations in the history of our country. He also commended the DG for his commitment and solicited for more support. Also, Mr. Charles Emembolu from TechQuest STEM Academy and the lead of the Digital Capacity Building Cluster applauded the DG for his relentless efforts in working with Nigerian startups towards the achievement of the National Digital Skills Scheme. He commended the agency's team for the zeal, efforts, guidance, and support rendered. The lead for the M&E Funding and Partnership Cluster, Mr. Sam Emmanuel from Semicolon, equally appreciated the opportunity given to him to contribute his quota in the establishment of the National Digital Skills Scheme. Being a national document, the outcome of the VEG activities will be further developed with key government stakeholders to be part of bringing the strategy to life before commencing on a wider socialization. Gabriel Onu, reporting for Nitda Impact.
The National Information Technology Development Agency Nitda has launched the Nitda Technology Innovation and Entrepreneurship Support Scheme, TIES, with a promise to continue to increase startup success rates in the country. Director General of the agency, Kashifu Inua CCIE, at the event noted that the scheme is part of the implementation of the Nigeria Startup Act. Nitda Impact correspondent Gabriel Onu reports that the participants were given free laptops to facilitate their trade.
Many industry players, both in private and public sector, have described the Nigeria Startup Act as a game changer for the tech ecosystem in the country. The launch of the Nitda Technology Innovation and Entrepreneurship Support Scheme, TIES, is part of efforts towards effective implementation of the Act. The benefiting startups are not only gathered at the Venture Spark Hub in Abuja, but at different hubs across the geopolitical zones. To get the day started was the Director, Human Resources Department, Mr. Sarah Falawau, who explained that is one of the initiatives of the Director General to create jobs for the youth.
The main objective of this scheme is to prepare the participants for the future of work and creation of technology startup ventures at the end of the incubation program towards digital job creation. Therefore, I implore all you participants to dedicate yourselves to acquire the needed skills through this program to enable you become successful techpreneurs.
In his remarks, the Managing Director of Venture Spark Hub, Jayeola Okwazo, said Nitda, in its efforts to create job opportunities for the youth, is bringing hope to Nigeria and by extension Africa.
And I want to thank Nitda for extending this opportunity for us to partner together to bring this to reality.
In his special remarks, Director General of Nitda, Kashifu Inua CCIE, represented by the Director, IT Infrastructure Solutions, Dr. Usman Gambo Abdullahi, who doubles as the Chairman, Scholarship Committee, explained that the scheme is part of implementation of the Nigeria Startup Act. According to him, the act, which has attracted global attention, is aimed at providing an enabling environment for startups in Nigeria.
I urge the delivery partners to ensure that at the end of the program, beneficiaries are enabled to develop prototypes based on their innovative ideas and legally incorporate companies to further their entrepreneurial journey. We are confident that this scheme will be beneficial not only to those that are directly involved, but also to the Nigerian economy as a whole. As we look forward to the successful completion and the driving of your ventures, we also look forward to the usual support and consistently impacting our digital economy for greater prosperity.
High point of the launch of TIES was the presentation of free laptops to the beneficiaries, who were full of gratitude to Nitda and its partners.
You can hear me, you can start presenting your laptops as well. So we can do that.
Other tech partners include Quantum Business, Blue Sapphire Hub, Venture Park, Young Innovators, and Cherish Enterprise Institute. Gabriel Onu, reporting for Nitda Impact.
This is Nitda Impact, your guide to a digital Nigeria.
Time now for Nitda's cybersecurity updates.
Secure disposal of mobile devices with the continuous advancement is what we're going to share with you on this week's cybersecurity update. I am Mansour Aliyu Hassan and thank you for joining us. Secure disposal of mobile devices or continuous advancement and innovation in mobile devices, such as smartphones, smartwatches, and tablets. As a result, you may be replacing your old devices from time to time. Unfortunately, you may not realize just how much personal data are on your devices, far more than your computer. This includes but not limited to where you live and work, and your daily travel habits. Contact details for everyone in your address book, including family, friends, and co-workers. Phone call history, texting or chat sessions within messaging platforms like WhatsApp and social media. Personal photos, videos and audio recordings. Stored passwords and access to accounts, such as your bank, social media, or email. Don't forget financial information, including credit cards, payment methods, and transactions. Below are tips on how you can securely dispose your device before disposing or replacing it. Back up the data stored on your device. Disable tracking apps and remove the device from your associated accounts. Just deleting your files and data from your mobile devices does not remove information completely. You should perform a factory reset to remove all files and data from your mobile devices and bring it back to the state when it was freshly produced from the factory. And finally, if you use a removable SD card for additional storage, be sure to remove this external storage cards from your mobile device prior to disposal. That's all we have for you this week. Stay tuned for more updates and thank you.
This is Nitda Impact, your guide to a digital Nigeria.
This week's special report is on Digital Sector Review 2022.
The Nigerian communications and digital economy sector recorded tremendous success in 2022. Broadband subscription reached 85.2 million people, an increase in broadband penetration to the rate of 44.49%. The core driver of innovation, competitiveness, and improved technology is the ICT sector. Nigeria is aspiring to become one of the world's digital economy hub. Broadband penetration is up from 5% in 2015 to 45.5% in 2022. Active mobile users moved up to 210 million and internet users moved to 152.2 million in 2022. Unlimited broadband infrastructure was deployed to 18 higher institutions in Nigeria and 20 markets nationwide. Each infrastructure is valued at 400 million naira in just the first phase of the project. Data costs fell from 1,200 naira in 2019 to 350 naira in 2022, according to the NCC. Digital identity enrollment is 92 million in 2022, up from what was formerly 39 million in 2020. A near threefold increase since NIMC was incorporated into the Ministry of Communications and Digital Economy. The review of the performance of the digital economy will not be complete if the story of the 5G is not included. Key Nigerian cities are already getting linked to this bandwidth and users are reaching top internet speeds, erstwhile unprecedented. 5G is projected to contribute $2.2 trillion to the global economy by 2034. The Digital Fab Lab, located in the National Center for Artificial Intelligence and Robotics, NCARE, is the go-to technological edifice for most of Nigeria's digital technology minds. It is now possible, as seen several times in 2022, for Nigerian creators to produce their own prototypes in Nigeria without breaking the bank to go to China or Europe. The Fab Lab 1.0 has seen the transformation of ideas and innovations into tangible prototypes and technological devices. The Nitda DG Kashifu Inuwa, CCIE, speaking on the use cases to which the Fab Lab has been put, said, quote, "Mostly, our startups send it to either China or other countries to do their own prototype. But with these kinds of equipment, you can ideate designs on your PC and print it here. Nigeria's outing in the 2022 Gulf Information Technology Exhibition GITEX is stuff of legend. Such outings continue to cement Nigeria as the strongest digital technology nation in Africa and one of the most promising emerging digital nations in the world. In the North Star Supernova Pitch competition at GITEX, the nation's innovation startups came out blazing, picking the best prize in the smart cities and mobile category. SharpSharp, a northern Nigerian-based logistics startup, won this honor. This is a globally inclusive category. One of our startups emerged second best in the Africa Fast Innovation category. A cash prize of $8,000 was won in a contest that witnessed participation of over 800 innovators from more than 100 nations across the world. The win is strategic toward placing Nigeria on the radar as a truly emerging nation in the digital economy sector. During the GITEX 2022 as well, the Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Professor Isa Ali Ibrahim Pantami, was honored as an international icon of information technology development for his truly revolutionary work in Nigeria's digital economy. Also in 2022, 7 Nigerian digital technology innovators received laurels for coming tops in the International Telecommunications Union and the World Summit on the Information Society for Development Commission. The winners that made Nigeria proud were Chipsbrain Nigeria 2020 in category 7 of an e-health startup by Mr. Oluwaseyi Akinola, Women's Technology Empowerment Center 2022, category 3 for access to information and knowledge by Mariam Abdusalam, and Afrilingo, an ICT startup for indigenous language and e-empowerment in 2020 by Franca Igwe. Others were Association of Women in Technology in Nigeria, category 7 2022, ICT Applications E-Empowerment by Martha Alade, and Special Needs Initiative for Growth Africa, Career Development Initiative for Mothers with Cerebral Palsy Children in Nigeria 2021, category 6, Enabling Environment by Rachel Inegbidion. And the last two were Top Up and Get Reward Limited Teleconomy 2021, category 2, ICT Infrastructure by Mr. Samuel Babatunde, and Green Fresh Africa, WizWish International Farm, category 7, E-Business by Mr. Wisdom Ikpechuku. They were all given presidential recognition and certificates. Thrive Africa, a technology-driven startup, also won first prize in the Central Europe, Middle East, and Africa CEMEA Visa Everywhere Initiative VEI, a global innovation program and competition for startups and fintech companies 2022. Another Nigerian startup, CarePay, made it to the top 5 of the competition, winning the audience favorite award in the process. Nigeria is simply winning. In 2022, what was formerly the Nigerian Startup Bill was signed into law by the President of the Federal Republic, President Muhammadu Buhari, and is now recognized as the Nigerian Startup Act. This Startup Act is expected to be the fulcrum upon which fortunes of Nigeria's truly talented and tech-savvy generation will be spun. The Startup Act comes bearing a lot of promises for the digital economy. Italy, a pioneer of the Startup Act, was able to raise 34 million euros for startups between 2022, when the act came into existence, and 2015. In 2022, the Italian startup ecosystem raised 2.1 billion euros, according to Innovation Open Lab. The combined enterprise value of Italian startups being 33 billion euros in 2022, an increase from 21 billion euros in 2021. It is hoped that the Startup Act will do the same magic for Nigeria that it did for Italy. Nigeria is also raking in quite the investment. Nigerian startups raised more than $1.2 billion in 2022 from the almost $5 billion raised by African startups in general. The Nigerian startup ecosystem has attracted some big venture capitalist investments, including Elon Musk's Starlink, with a global investment portfolio of $30 billion. The National Information Technology Development Agency, Nitda, has also spearheaded several digital talents development programs. The 1 Million Developers Initiative was implemented through 8 themed programs. They are Digital Economy Employability Program, DEEP, which is a 1-day physical and 1-week virtual event. The Cisco Cybersecurity, which is completely online and lasts 2 weeks in partnership with Cisco. The Google Hustle for Entrepreneurs, 100 beneficiaries, completely online and lasted for 5 days in partnership with Google. The Mobile/Web Developers was a physical event that lasted 5 days in the 6 geopolitical zones. Creative Technology Program that took place in all 6 geopolitical zones. It was physical in Abuja and virtual in other locations. Ascend was the implementation partner. Coursera was designed for 24,000 persons and is completely virtual in partnership with Coursera. The Nitda Developers Learn, Teach, Earn is a physical event lasting 4 weeks and happening in Abuja in partnership with Google Developer Group Abuja. Blockchain Developers is ongoing and expected to last for 12 weeks virtually in partnership with BSV and Dominium. In 2022, Microsoft set out to train 5 million Nigerians, Google set out to train 6 million Nigerians, and Huawei 30,000 Nigerians. The National Shared Services Center was launched in 2022. It houses the National Data Center. More than 400 ministries, departments, and agencies are already connected to this ICT multi-platform infrastructure, facilitating government-citizen interaction. Revenue from the sector has been increased. The ICT sector alone contributed 14.07% to GDP in the first quarter of 2020 and 17.92% in 2021 second quarter and 18.4% in the second quarter of 2022. As of August 19, 2020, the sector contributed 51 billion naira quarterly, and the sector now contributes 480 billion naira quarterly as of today. KMPG and Foreign Commonwealth Development Organization (FCDO) have independently confirmed that the revenue from the sector has increased by 594%, something that is unprecedented in Nigeria's history. On February 4, 2022, the federal government announced the creation of Nigeria Data Protection Bureau (NDPB) to enhance data protection, privacy, and confidentiality in Nigeria. This mandate was formerly the responsibility of Nitda. In October of 2022, the Data Protection Bill 2022, drafted by NDPB, was released. The bill outlines a legal framework for personal data protection, given the need to enact a law to guide NDPB's operations and data protection. In 2022 also, a Nigerian private ICT company, Unicorn Group, created the first ever humanoid in Africa, Emeife. The humanoid provides language as a service for businesses needing to integrate native African audiences. The Nigerian Postal Service, NIPOS, also launched an electronic debit card called Postal Service Credit Card to fast-track financial inclusion plan in 2022. The ICT sector in Nigeria has most definitely recorded groundbreaking achievements in the year 2022. We can only look forward to greater things in 2023.
This is Nitda Impact, your guide to a digital Nigeria.
In 2022, what was formerly the Nigerian Startup Bill was signed into law by the President of the Federal Republic, President Muhammadu Buhari, and is now recognized as the Nigerian Startup Act. This Startup Act is expected to be the fulcrum upon which the fortunes of Nigeria's truly talented and tech-savvy generation will be spun. To learn more on how you can benefit from our activities, kindly log on to our website at www.nitda.gov.ng or all our social media handles displayed right on your screen. Until we come your way next time, our special appreciation goes to the President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, the Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Professor Isa Ali Pantami, the Director General of Nitda, Kashifu Inuwa CCIE, and the entire management and staff of Nitda for this program. I am King Wabuke. Thank you for watching.